Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Just a Dude Podcast, your go to spot for your weekly news updates. I'm Nathan, and today we've got a packed episode for you. From wildfires to political plays, historical medical breakthroughs, and some pretty intense global drama, this week has been anything but boring. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive in. First up, let's talk about the heartbreaking wildfires sweeping through Los Angeles. These are some of the most intense fires the city has ever faced. Over 180,000 residents had to evacuate, and sadly, 6 lives have already been lost. Areas like Pacific Palisades and Hollywood Hills, known for their glitz and glamour, were hit hard. People were even advised to abandon their cars and flee on foot. That's how bad it got. The financial toll? A staggering $135 to $150 billion in damages. That's not just insurance claims, folks. That's livelihoods, homes, and communities gone in the blink of an eye. Beyond that, the air quality is at dangerous levels, and the environmental impact will be felt for years. This disaster also highlighted the vulnerabilities in urban planning and resource allocation during extreme weather events. But here's the thing. A lot of criticism has been aimed at the lack of preparedness. Fire departments were understaffed, and emergency communications were shaky. And to make matters worse, looting incidents complicated evacuation efforts. People are demanding answers, and rightly so. Officials are now reviewing protocols and allocating funds to ensure this scale of devastation doesn't happen again. Community support has been overwhelming despite these challenges. Volunteer groups, nonprofits, and neighbors are stepping in to help displaced families with food, shelter, and emotional support. It's moments like these that show the resilience of the human spirit, but there's no denying the need for systemic changes to prevent future catastrophes. Some homeowners had their fire insurance canceled months before this fire outbreak. While it's unfortunate for those affected, the insurance industry does base its products on risk. In this case, policies were most likely canceled due to the negligence of local and state governments to properly prepare, prevent, and ensure resources were available to prevent these fires. Now, because of the poor governance, the American people will be footing the bill for the recovery efforts. When will politicians learn that basic needs should come first? Our prayers are with everyone in California today. 2024 became the hottest year on record. Global temperatures soared 1.6 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. This alarming trend has pushed scientists and environmentalists to issue stark warnings about the future of our planet. The effects are being felt across the board: more intense wildfires, hurricanes, droughts, and biodiversity loss. Now, this milestone has led to heated debates about climate policies. President-elect Donald Trump's plan to withdraw the U.S. from the Paris Agreement has sparked criticism from environmental advocates. They argue that abandoning global cooperation could exacerbate climate change impacts. On the other hand, Trump's supporters believe that prioritizing economic growth over environmental regulations is the right move. Scientists and activists are urging for immediate and aggressive measures to mitigate these effects. Renewable energy adoption, carbon reduction initiatives, and sustainable agricultural practices are some of the strategies being proposed. However, these efforts require collaboration on a global scale. Without it, experts warn that irreversible damage could occur sooner than anticipated. Interestingly, this crisis has also spurred innovation. Companies and researchers are racing to develop technologies that capture carbon, improve energy efficiency, and reduce waste. While the challenges are daunting, there's still hope if we act collectively and urgently. The real question is, will governments and corporations rise to the occasion? January 9th was a solemn day as the nation mourned the loss of former President Jimmy Carter, who passed away at the age of 100. Known for his integrity and dedication to humanitarian causes, Carter's legacy is one of compassion and service. His state funeral at the National Cathedral brought together all living presidents: Biden, Trump, Obama, Bush, and Clinton, in a rare display of unity to honor his life. Eulogies highlighted his achievements, from the Camp David Accords to his post-presidency work with Habitat for Humanity. Carter's ability to bridge divides and focus on human rights remains a source of inspiration. The service was a poignant reminder of the values he championed even in times of political polarization. So after the former ceremonies, a private service was held in Carter's hometown of Plains, Georgia. Residents shared personal stories of his kindness and humility, painting a picture of a man deeply rooted in his community. It's rare to see a leader so universally admired for his moral character. Carter's passing has reignited conversations about leadership and public service. As the nation reflects on his contributions, there's a collective hope that his example will inspire future generations to prioritize empathy and cooperation over partisanship. Rest in peace, Mr. President. Your legacy will live on. January 6th marked the certification of Donald Trump's victory in the 2024 election. After a contentious campaign, Trump is set to return to the White House on January 20th. This time, the certification process went off without a hitch, with heightened security ensuring no repeat of the Capitol attack from 4 years ago. The political atmosphere is divided as ever. While Trump supporters are celebrating his win, critics are voicing concerns about the future of democratic norms under his leadership. Trump's proposed policies, including stricter immigration controls, energy independence, and a focus on economic growth, are sparking debates across the political spectrum. Trump's return has also raised questions about international relations. Allies and adversaries alike are watching closely, with many speculating about the direction of U.S. foreign policy. Domestically, his inauguration on January 20th is expected to draw large crowds, both of supporters and protesters, underscoring the polarized political climate. Despite the division, there's an underlying sense of anticipation. Trump's approach to governance in his second term will shape not only the nation's future, but also its role on the global stage. Whether you're a fan or a critic, one thing's for sure: this presidency will be one for the history books. There are only 10 days left until the inauguration. Next up, let's talk about the massive winter storm that hit the Midwest. From January 4th to January 7th, cities like Chicago, Minneapolis, and Detroit were buried under record-breaking snow. With temperatures plummeting to dangerous lows, state of emergency was declared, and the National Guard was also called in to assist with the rescue and relief efforts. The storm wreaked havoc on infrastructure with frozen pipes, collapsed roofs, and widespread power outages. Transportation was paralyzed, with thousands of flights canceled and roads rendered impassable. Agricultural sectors also suffered as farmers faced devastating losses of crop and livestock. Economic impacts are mounting, with the cost of recovery expected to reach billions. Experts are emphasizing the need for better infrastructure and disaster preparedness to mitigate the effects of extreme weather. This storm is a stark reminder of the growing challenges posed by climate change. Despite the destruction, communities have come together to support one another. Volunteers, local organizations, and emergency services are working tirelessly to help those in need. The resilience and solidarity shown by the affected regions offer a glimmer of hope amid the chaos. On January 8th, the Supreme Court heard a landmark case on digital privacy, Doe v. United States. The case challenges whether government agencies can access personal data without a warrant, citing potential violations of Fourth Amendment rights. This issue has sparked intense debate, with civil liberties groups calling it a pivotal moment for privacy in the digital age. The plaintiff argues that government surveillance has overstepped its bounds, compromising individual freedoms. On the other side, government attorneys contend that such measures are crucial for national security, especially in the face of modern threats like cyber terrorism. Tech companies are also in the spotlight, as their data handling practices are central to the case. A ruling in favor of Doe could force companies to adopt stricter privacy policies, potentially reshaping the tech industry. Conversely, a ruling against could affirm current surveillance practices, raising concerns about the erosion of privacy rights. This case is more than just a legal battle. It's a reflection of the broader struggle between security and freedom in the digital era. The court's decision, expected later this year, will have far-reaching implications for individuals, businesses, and governments alike. The Fourth Amendment states the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched, and the persons or things to be seized. Now, I'm no attorney, but it seems clear that the people have a right to privacy, including their papers, or in this case, information. Without a warrant, this seems to be a violation of the Fourth Amendment rights. What are your thoughts? Speaking of the Fourth Amendment, we will be starting a new series next week on the foundational documents of the United States. So stay tuned and listen with us. The tech industry is facing tough times, with major companies like Meta, Amazon, and Google announcing layoffs. Thousands of workers have been affected as these giants respond to slowing growth, declining ad revenues, and rising competition. It's a stark contrast to the sector's previous era of rapid expansion. Many companies are also scaling back investments in experimental projects to focus on core operations. This shift is reshaping the industry's priorities, leaving some to question whether innovation is being sacrificed for short-term stability. Analysts predict that the ripple effect of these layoffs will be felt across related sectors and communities. For the workers affected, the situation is challenging. Many are navigating job loss in an industry known for its competitive environment. However, there are opportunities in emerging fields like artificial intelligence, renewable energy, and quantum computing. Retraining programs and networking efforts are helping some workers pivot to new roles. Despite the challenges, experts believe this period of adjustment could lead to a more balanced and sustainable tech ecosystem. The industry's resilience and adaptability will be key to overcoming these hurdles and fostering future growth. We covered this story last week, but it's worth covering again. Researchers have announced a major breakthrough in Alzheimer's treatment. A new therapy, ALZ-125, has shown remarkable results in clinical trials, reducing cognitive decline by 45% in patients with early-stage Alzheimer's. This is a huge step forward in the fight against this debilitating disease. The therapy uses gene editing technology to target neuropathways associated with amyloid plaques and tau tangles, the hallmarks of Alzheimer's. Patients who received ALZ-125 reported significant improvements in memory and daily functioning, offering hope to millions affected by the condition. While the results are promising, challenges remain. Scaling production, ensuring affordability, and addressing ethical concerns surrounding gene editing are critical steps that need to be addressed. Regulatory approval is being fast-tracked with hopes that the treatment will soon be available to the public. This breakthrough underscores the power of innovation in healthcare. It's a testament to the dedication of researchers and a reminder of what's possible when science and compassion come together. Labor strikes in the automotive industry have intensified, with workers demanding higher wages, better benefits, and improved job security. Major automakers like General Motors, Ford, and Tesla are feeling the impact as production lines grind to a halt. The strikes are part of a larger wave of labor activism sweeping across various sectors. Union leaders argue that automakers can afford to meet their demands, citing record-breaking profits in recent years. However, companies warn that excessive wage increases could threaten long-term viability, especially as the industry transitions to electric vehicles. This shift requires significant investment, and manufacturers are wary of additional financial burdens. The strikes have disrupted supply chains and raised concerns about consumer access to vehicles, particularly as a demand for electric cars grows. Policymakers and industry leaders are calling for negotiations to resolve the impasse and minimize future economic fallout. This conflict highlights broader issues of income equality and worker rights. Striking workers are reminding the nation that fair compensation and working conditions should not be overlooked, even amid significant technological and market transitions. On January 10th, researchers at the National Ignition Facility in California announced a breakthrough in nuclear fusion energy. For the first time, scientists achieved a net energy gain from a fusion reaction, meaning the energy output exceeded the energy input used to initiate the reaction. This achievement marks a pivotal moment in the pursuit of clean, limitless energy. Fusion energy works by combining light, atomic nuclei to form a heavier nucleus, releasing vast amounts of energy in the process. Unlike nuclear fission, fusion produces no long-lived radioactive waste and uses abundant resources like hydrogen isotopes found in water. This makes it an attractive solution to the world's growing energy needs. The experiment involved precise laser targeting to compress and heat hydrogen fuel to the conditions necessary for fusion. The breakthrough demonstrates the viability of fusion as a practical energy source, though significant challenges remain before it can be scaled for widespread use. Engineers and policymakers must now tackle issues such as creating durable reactor materials, maintaining plasma stability, and building infrastructure for energy distribution. The implications of this discovery are staggering. Fusion has the potential to revolutionize global energy systems, dramatically reducing carbon emissions and mitigate the effects of climate change. Experts caution that commercial fusion power is still decades away, but this achievement provides a much-needed boost to ongoing research efforts. This success is a testament to the power of human ingenuity and collaboration. As scientists continue to push the boundaries of what's possible, fusion energy offers a beacon of hope for a sustainable and prosperous future. One of the most polarizing events of the week was the sentencing of former President Donald Trump in his criminal trial, an unprecedented moment in American history. On January 10th, Trump was sentenced following conviction earlier this year in New York. Even though Trump was found guilty, Judge Merchan did not present a punishment but an unconditional discharge. The trial stemmed from investigations into his business and alleged illegal payments for hush money. The sentencing drew reactions from across the political spectrum. Trump supporters, many of whom view the charges as politically motivated, gathered outside the courthouse in a display of solidarity, chanting slogans and carrying signs. Meanwhile, his critics celebrated what they called a triumph of justice and accountability. Trump himself remained defiant in a statement to the court, calling the trial a witch hunt and vowing to appeal the decision. The landmark case will likely shape political and legal discourse for years to come. Trump's sentence, coupled with his ongoing political influence, underscores the complexities of balancing justice, accountability, and unity in a deeply divided nation. As we move forward, the challenge will be finding ways to heal and build a future rooted in mutual respect and adherence to the principles of democracy. The conviction and sentencing make it seem even more likely that the political lawfare was involved in this case. The fact that the actual charges were not revealed until the case went to the jury is a big red flag. Additionally, the fact that this interrupted the life of the president-elect for months just to get a guilty verdict and no sentence shows that this case was a sham from the get-go. President Trump will almost certainly appeal this case, and at some point will most likely win that appeal. The trial and sentencing highlighted deep divisions in American society, with legal experts, commentators, and politicians weighing in on its implications. Some hailed the case as a necessary affirmation of the rule of law, emphasizing that no one, not even a former president, is above accountability. Others warned of the potential for this to deepen into partisan divides and questioned the long-term impact on public trust in government institutions. Whew! What a week, folks! From devastating wildfires to groundbreaking energy solutions, it's clear we're living through times of incredible challenges and equally incredible progress. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the headlines. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share this podcast with your friends. You can also hit us up on all the major social media platforms. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and as always, stay awesome. Catch you later.